Have you ever checked your pocket change and wondered if one of those ordinary-looking coins could actually make you rich? Well, today we're diving into one of the most fascinating coins in American history, the 1965 Washington quarter dollar. At first glance, it might look like just another common quarter, but hidden among these coins are some rare varieties and error strikes that are worth thousands of dollars. Some collectors have even paid jaw-dropping prices in auctions for special 1965 quarters, and if you happen to find one, it could literally change your life. So don't underestimate that old quarter lying around in your drawer. What we're about to uncover might just make you run to check your coin jar immediately. The year 1965 was a turning point in U.S. coinage history. Before 1965, Washington quarters were struck in 90% silver and 10% copper. But due to the rising price of silver in the early 1960s, the U.S. Mint made a historic change. Starting in 1965, quarters were no longer struck in silver. Instead, they were made of a copper-nickel-clad composition. This was the beginning of the modern quarter we use today. However, the transition wasn't smooth. The U.S. Mint faced enormous demand, and with billions of coins being produced, mistakes were bound to happen. And those mistakes are exactly what makes certain 1965 Washington quarters extremely valuable. You might be thinking, if billions of 1965 quarters were made, how could any of them be worth more than 25 cents? The answer lies in rarity, condition, and errors. Some of the rarest examples are the 1965 silver quarters. Even though 1965 was the first year of clad quarters, a few silver planchets from 1964 accidentally got mixed into the presses. This resulted in a small number of 1,965 quarters struck on silver instead of clad. These are incredibly rare and can sell for thousands of dollars. In fact, one such silver 1965 Washington quarter sold for over $7,000 at auction. Imagine finding a coin like that in your pocket change. Another reason 1965 quarters can bring big money is the existence of double die errors. These are coins where the design, numbers, or letters appear doubled due to misalignment during minting. Some of these double dies are bold and easy to see, and collectors pay hundreds, sometimes even thousands, for strong examples. There are also off-center strikes and clipped planchets, where part of the coin is missing or misaligned. Quarters from 1965 with off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing or shifted, are very collectible. Similarly, clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin's edge is missing due to a cutting mistake, are worth more than face value. Depending on how dramatic the error is, these coins can range from $50 to several $100s. Condition plays a huge role too. While most 1965 quarters show heavy wear because they've circulated for decades, finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition is tough. A 1965 Washington quarter graded mint state 67 or higher can easily fetch $500 to $1,500 depending on the eye appeal. In rare cases, gem-quality examples with exceptional strike and luster have gone even higher. Collectors love coins that not only survived but look almost brand new despite being 60 years old. So why do collectors go crazy over coins like these? The 1965 quarter represents a monumental shift in American coinage. It marks the end of an era where silver was used in everyday currency and the beginning of the modern clad coinage we're familiar with today. This alone makes the 1965 Washington quarter historically significant, and when you add in rare silver planchets, striking errors, and high-grade survivors, you have a recipe for incredible value. It's also important to understand how to tell if your 1965 quarter is silver or clad. A regular clad 1965 quarter will have a visible copper-colored edge when you look at the side of the coin. But a silver 1965 quarter will have a solid silver edge without that copper stripe. Silver coins also make a distinct ringing sound when dropped compared to the duller sound of clad coins. Weighing the coin is another test. A clad quarter weighs about 5.67 grams, while a silver quarter weighs slightly more, around 6.25 grams. If you have a scale and your 1965 quarter tips closer to 6.25 grams, you might just be holding a rare silver error worth thousands. Some collectors also hunt for transitional errors. Because the mint was switching from silver to clad, a few planchet mistakes slipped through. These transitional errors, where a 1965 date is paired with a silver planchet, are some of the most desired. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stacksbowers have sold these coins for staggering prices. Collectors dream of finding one in the wild. Now let's talk about the value breakdown. A common circulated 1965 Washington quarter in average condition is worth only face value 25 cents. But a coin in high uncirculated grades can bring hundreds. Error coins like double dies, off-centers, and clipped planchets can range anywhere from 50 to a few thousand depending on severity. And the Holy Grail, the silver 1965 quarter, can easily fetch $5,000 or more depending on condition. If you're lucky enough to find one certified by a top grading company, the value skyrockets even higher. Stories of ordinary people finding these rare coins always inspire collectors.